Welcome back to Crypto Mates AI. Jerry here with an update for you. Do me a favor, friends. Smash that like button, hit subscribe, and comment down below. It really helps with the algorithm. Now let's get into this. We're sitting at $3.20. We're down about 3% on the day. We're within a range of 316 to 330. We did drop below that 320 support line, all the way down to about 316, 315. It'll be interesting to see if we go back down to that $3 range. If we do, 280's on the table. The Ethereum backdoor, how U.S. intelligence quietly funded the smart contract revolution. Most think Ethereum was born from decentralized ideals, but its early funding shows fingerprints from Silicon Valley's political operatives and U.S. defense money. Let's check it out. In 2014, Vitalik Buterin received the Thiel Fellowship $100,000 to pursue big ideas. Peter Thiel isn't just a tech billionaire. He's a longtime defense contractor, co-founder of Palantir, and investor with deep CIA ties. The Thiel network was Ethereum's first oxygen tank. Palantir Origins, the CIA venture arm in QTEL, directly seeded it to predict patterns in global data. Why would the same orbit fund the creator of Ethereum? Was blockchain already viewed as a tool for programmable surveillance? DARPA, the Pentagon's tech lab, had quietly studied blockchain before Ethereum launched. A leaked 2012 paper titled Secure Messaging on Distributed Ledgers outlines smart contract-like systems for military intelligence. 2 years later, Ethereum launches. Early Ethereum devs moved in circles funded by grants from organizations like Ethereum Foundation, which itself received support from Swiss crypto hubs that partnered the World Economic Forum initiatives. It's a spiderweb of finance, policy, and code. The DAO hack of 2016. Some researchers claim the code exploit was allowed to happen, justifying a hard fork that split Ethereum. Result, a chain more compliant with U.S. policy frameworks and easier for big finance to adopt. Meanwhile, Ethereum quietly became the darling of enterprise blockchain alliances. Hyperledger, Enterprise Ethereum Alliance with members like JP Morgan, Microsoft, and yes, defense contractors. Grassroots or groomed for the system from the start. Documents show consensus. Ethereum's top dev shop worked with the U.S. State Department on blockchain diplomacy projects. Smart contracts weren't just for NFTs. They were becoming geopolitical tools. So where does XRP fit? While Ethereum was a programmable lab rat, Ripple was positioning for the payments infrastructure. Two sides of the same coin, one for contracts, one for money, both under watchful eyes. The bigger picture, Ethereum, programmable agreements. Ripple, programmable money. Both interoperable, both capable of integration into CBDCs. The architecture for cashless, trackable future was being built quietly. This isn't just a crypto story. It's the story of how the internet's next layer was designed with national security in mind, and how most people didn't even notice. The next time you hear Ethereum is decentralized, remember, the most effective control systems are the ones that look free. And unfortunately, with digital money and DLT and blockchain technology in the wrong hands or the wrong government, yes, it can become a prison, in my opinion, that we're all locked into and don't even realize it. The illusion of freedom. And here's some pretty big breaking news. First international liquidity transfer between a credit union and a foreign bank successfully completed using RUSD on Hedera. Next stop, Ripple and the XRP ledger. What does this mean? Real-time transfer between two regulated financial institutions, powered by blockchain tech. Hedera first, XRP ledger next. This isn't crypto trading, this is next-gen banking infrastructure. Why Hedera? Ultra-fast finality in seconds, extremely low fees, ISO 222 compatible, perfect for regulated cross-border payments. Why XRP ledger next? Cross-border payments pioneer on-demand liquidity, also ISO 220, a perfect match. Real adoption is here. The driving force behind the transfer, Bank Social. And here's the kicker. Bank Social is a proud member of DREC Alliance, along Ripple, Algorand, HBAR, XRP Labs, Casper Network, and Constellation. A network focused on secure, decentralized recovery and mass market blockchain adoption. Why this matters? Bank Social is directly connected to leading ISO 222 projects, the very players shaping the future of global payments and infrastructure. For investors, this is not a test transaction. It's live deployment in the banking sector. Every move like this boosts the real-world value of HBAR and XRP. Bottom line, we're witnessing blockchain becoming reality in traditional finance. Not in 5 years, but right now. HBAR first, XRP next, ISO 222 is winning. Comment down below and tell me what you guys think about that. I'm not sure why they had to include XRP into this, because it has nothing to do with XRP in my opinion. Here's a question for you. Have you ever really thought about what the true definition of escrow is? Now think of the XRP escrow. Escrow is a financial arrangement where a third party holds and manages funds or assets on behalf of two parties involved in a transaction, releasing them only when the specific conditions are met. It ensures security and trust, commonly used in real estate mergers or online purchases to protect both the buyer and the seller until the deal is finalized. Also used for XRP, the secret weapon in plain sight. Here's a little information that's probably not known to many. You can gift your crypto without triggering taxes if you stay under the annual exclusion. For 2025, that's about $19,000 per person. No tax owed if you're under that limit, but you still need to file an IRS Form 709. It doesn't mean you pay anything, it's just for tracking your lifetime exemption. So yes, the gift can be tax-free, but the paperwork still matters, of course. The IRS has got to know. The 1 trillion identity payload is coming to the XRP ledger. XRPL is preparing to inject nearly $1 trillion of asset value, data monetization rights, and collateralized bioassets in the XRP ledger over the next 5 years. DNA protocol mission, onboard certified labs and clinics worldwide. Anchor genomic identity data directly to the XRPL. Create tokenized rights to monetize that data. Enable those tokens to be used as collateral in DeFi, trade finance, and real-world asset swaps. This turns human identity into a programmable financial instrument on the same rails used for global CBDC settlements. Why almost 1 trillion? Global genomics market projected 1.2 trillion by 2030. Healthcare data resale and licensing market adds hundreds of billions more. Insurance underwriting, pharma R&D, and longevity finance can collateralize genomic data at scale. When tokenized and liquid, those flows pass through XRPL corridors, just like FX, trade receivables, or securities. The connection they won't headline. Ripple has been publicly pursuing tokenization of real-world assets, treasuries, real estate, and carbon credits. DNA on-chain is the bioasset pillar in that stack. Once genomic identity is anchored, every insurance policy, every clinical trial, every cross-border genomic licensing deal can clear in seconds on the XRPL. Geopolitical positioning. Africa, lab intakes already live in Nigeria, bypassing Western data monopolies. Mania, potential integration with the Sharia-compliant identity finance. Asia, corridors connecting medical tourism hubs, Singapore, UAE, and India. US and the EU, HIPAA and GDPR, compliant on ledger identity verification for RWA and CBDC transactions. These aren't test markets, they're launch pads. Conspiracy or coordination. Ripple's ISO 222 native, DNA protocols genomic transactions can carry structured data fields for consent, jurisdiction, and asset class. Labs become on-chain KYC AML oracles, identity verified at the biometric and genomic level. Private XRPL instances can silo sensitive data while moving settlement values through public corridors. It's the perfect fusion of compliance, speed, and programmability. Impact on the XRP liquidity. Every tokenized bioasset backed by real-world demand increases the settlement float requirement. If genomic data licensing, insurance collateral, and R&D swaps push even 500 million per day in settlement value, and that float turns 10 times a day, you're forcing billions in XRP demand without touching speculative flows. The hidden layer. Once DNA's protocol native asset is in play, it can be paired, swapped, or collateralized against XRP and AMMs and DEXs. That means every genomic settlement deepens XRP liquidity pools and increases corridor resilience, exactly what's needed for multi-trillion-dollar interoperability. This isn't just adding value to the XRPL, it's seeding an entirely new asset class, identity-bound, globally liquid, and programmable by contract, in the same financial grid Ripple has been building for over a decade. The elites understand whoever controls the bridge asset and the identity layer controls the rails. Almost 1 trillion in new settlement flows doesn't just lift price, it rewires purpose. From CBDCs to RWA tokenizations to biofinance, XRPL becomes the operating system for the programmable economy. When genomic corridors go live, the market won't price it in, it'll wake up inside. And this is why Stuart Alderati used the phrase historic institutional sales when referring to the ruling from Judge Torres. The ruling was for all sales from the start to 2018. Everything going forward appears to have the green light. Lock in. They're going to be able to sell to institutions, probably on the private ledger, in my opinion. Well, that's what I have for you folks. Until next time, stay savvy, stay stacking, and I'll catch you in the next one. If you enjoyed this, smash that like button, hit subscribe, and comment down below. And if you want more crypto deep dives, check out our videos right here on Crypto Meets AI. Thank you for watching. Remember to always do your own research. This is not financial advice.